All right, so diving in today, we've got something a little different. A book you brought, actually.
Yeah, Food and Seduction by Evelin and Adrian Valmont.
Okay, Food and Seduction. The title alone is, well, intriguing. Not your typical cookbook, I'm guessing.
Not quite. It's more about, think of it as exploring the connection between cooking and attraction.
Attraction, okay. So not just about making a tasty meal, but maybe creating a certain kind of atmosphere.
Exactly. The authors blend these, like, aphrodisiac recipes, there are 50 of them, with techniques from NLP, neuro-linguistic programming. It's about the way we use food and language to connect, to really engage someone.
So you, the learner, are probably thinking, wait, NLP, is this getting a little too deep for just dinner?
Well, it does get pretty in-depth.
Yeah.
But the core idea is that it's about creating an experience, like a multisensory experience. It engages all the senses, even emotions, like a good story does.
Okay, I'm starting to get the picture. So for this initial deep dive, we're going to focus on the foundational stuff, right? What's the book's overall philosophy?
Right. The introduction and the first chapter on appetizers are key. And really, the author's central idea is this. They see both cooking and seduction as art forms.
Art forms, interesting. So it's not just about following a recipe or, saying the right things. There's more to it.
Much more. It's about technique, sure, but also passion. And even a bit of mystery, that element of surprise.
Okay, this is where I really get hooked. Because they draw this parallel between, like, making a dish and attracting someone.
Exactly. Just like a chef carefully chooses ingredients to make a meal memorable, they say there are key elements to seduction. Things that can turn an ordinary moment into something special.
That's a powerful concept. And how does the book actually approach this?
Well, the entire book is built on this intersection of food and, well, seduction. It celebrates how food, particularly ingredients with a history of sparking desire, can be combined with NLP techniques like specific words and phrases to create an atmosphere. Not just delicious food, but a sense of connection, maybe even a bit of allure.
So we're not just talking about satisfying hunger here. It's about something more evocative. Who exactly would benefit from this approach?
That's a great question. They actually say it's for anyone. People wanting to, add spark to a relationship, rekindle something, or even just explore a new way to enjoy food. It's about recognizing the power food has to connect us.
That's fascinating. And speaking of starting things off right, let's talk about this first chapter on appetizers. It seems like they're really emphasizing the importance of first impressions.
Absolutely. They see the appetizer as the first step in building attraction. Should be intriguing, like awaken the senses, make you want more. And they present 5 specific appetizers, each with its own NLP phrase to enhance the, the seductive aspect.
Okay, this is getting good. So what are the golden rules for making a truly seductive appetizer? I need to know this.
They lay out 4 key principles. First, the ingredients are vital. They recommend aphrodisiacs: chili pepper, ginger, truffles, seafood, honey, things with a reputation.
Makes sense. Certain foods have that association with desire built in. What's the second principle?
It's all about the language. They stress using sensory words when describing the food. Talk about textures, aromas, flavors, really paint a picture.
So it's not just, this tastes good. It's about engaging their imagination before they even take a bite. Clever.
Right. And third, they emphasize eye contact. While describing the food, hold their gaze. It creates a connection that goes beyond words.
Power of the eyes, I get it. And lastly, what's the fourth rule?
Metaphors. They encourage subtly connecting the food to feelings of pleasure, desire, even using suggestive language. It creates a link in the mind between the food and, well,
Okay, I'm seeing the bigger picture here. It's about weaving a whole experience. Now, give me some specifics. What about this oyster appetizer?
The oyster with lemon and pink pepper. They say intense flavors awaken deep sensations. What kind of emotions do you love to feel? See how it connects the taste to a deeper question.
Wow, that's smooth. It's not just about the oyster, it's about starting a more personal conversation.
Exactly. And the truffle and honey bruschetta, that one's paired with. Truffle is known as an aphrodisiac because its scent evokes desire. It has a deep, persistent aroma, just like moments that stay imprinted in our minds. What's the most intense memory you've had lately?
Okay, I'm really seeing how they're doing this, linking the food to memories, emotions. It's like a script for building a connection.
Precisely. And for you, the learner, the key takeaway here is that food is more than just fuel. It's a tool, carefully chosen and paired with the right language to evoke feelings, create intrigue. This first chapter that sets the stage creates that initial spark that makes you want more.
So in a nutshell, they're saying cooking, like seduction, requires intentionality. You're not just throwing ingredients together, you're crafting an experience, and that starts with the appetizers.
Yes. And what's fascinating is that they're combining a very practical, tangible thing, food, with something more abstract, language and psychology.
And we've only scratched the surface. In future deep dives, we'll explore how these principles play out in the other courses, right?
Absolutely. We'll look at first courses, main dishes, desserts, and how the NLP techniques get more advanced. They also talk about setting the atmosphere, body language, even wine pairings.
Wow, it's like a whole system for creating a memorable evening. But for now, for you, the learner, the question to ponder is, how much attention do we usually pay to the sensory experience of a meal and the impact of our words? Maybe being more conscious of this can change how we connect with people. Think about a recent meal you shared. What sensations and emotions were there? Did your conversation add to it or maybe take away from it?
That's a great point to consider. It really highlights the potential in something as simple as sharing food.
Well, that brings us to the end of this first deep dive into food and seduction. Hopefully it's given you some food for thought, so to speak. Join us next time as we continue to explore this fascinating blend of culinary arts and the art of attraction.
We'll be delving deeper into the later chapters, so definitely come back for more. Until then, bon appétit.